Late at night on the worn-out floor, her mama cried behind the locked bedroom door. Bills on the table, fear in her eyes, wondering if heaven still heard her cries. A man on a back porch fighting the bottle, trying to quit but the chains held tighter. With shaking hands and a broken heart, he whispered, "Jesus, where you are." Nobody saw those silent nights, nobody heard those desperate cries, but heaven was listening all the time. Heaven is filled with victories that began as prayers whispered through tears. Every mountain moved, every chain set free, started with somebody falling on their knees. The miracles, the healing, the stories we tell were born in the moments when all hope fell. So if you're crying tonight, don't think God's not near. Heaven is filled with victories that began as prayers whispered through tears. A woman trapped in addiction storm thought she'd never be who she was before, but somewhere between a rock bottom pain, she called on Jesus and everything changed. A child praying for the daddy to come home, a widow learning how to walk alone. The world may not see the seeds they sow, but God sees every tear that falls below. The darkest valley isn't the end. God has a way of beginning again, and what feels broken in your hands is still part of His plan. Heaven is filled with victories that began as prayers whispered through tears. Every mountain moved, every chain set free, started with somebody falling on their knees. The miracles, the healing, the stories we tell were born in the moments when all hope fell. So if you're crying tonight, don't think God's not near. Heaven is filled with victories that began as prayers whispered through tears. Some prayers take days, some prayers take years, some answers come through heartache and fears. But every tear you've cried, God has counted one by one, and every prayer you prayed is rising to the sun. The cross still speaks, the grave is still empty, and the God who parted seas is still making a way for me. Heaven is filled with victories that began as prayers whispered through tears. Cancer lost its battle, prodigals came home, broken hearts found mercy at the foot of the throne. The testimony you're living may have started in pain, but God can turn a midnight cry into amazing grace. So hold on, child of God, your breakthrough may be near. Heaven is filled with victories that began as prayers whispered through tears. Every mountain moved, every chain set free, started with somebody falling on their knees. The miracles, the healing, the stories we tell were born in the moments when all hope fell. So if you're crying tonight, don't think God's not near. Heaven is filled with victories that began as prayers whispered through tears. One day we'll stand in glory and finally understand how every tear became a testimony written by God's hand. Heaven is filled with victories that began as prayers whispered through tears.